Welcome to the Odds.com UFC 249 breakdown coming to you live this Saturday night, Jacksonville, Florida. We have four of the best MMA handicappers rolling with us right now. The legend, Pistol Pete Loshak. We got Big Mo from Mo Scream TV, Boston Nick, and Clint from the Die Hard MMA podcast. Breaking down these fights. Right now we're talking about the middleweight bout, 6-foot Jamaican primetime Uriah Hall. Opening at plus 110, now sitting at plus 100 at Bet 365. Going up against the 6'1" Brazilian, Jacare Souza. Jacare Souza opening up at minus 138, down to minus 125 over at Bet 365. Mo Scream TV, take it away. What do you think of this bout?
Man, I kind of been both ways on this one. I've been going with the dog Hall and the favorite Jacare. My first mindset was on Hall. But then it clicked in my head. Hall gets lit up every single fight. He gets hurt at some point every single fight. I know my man Clint over there, boom, he likes to make a case for them dogs. So I might have to make a different change after he goes. I don't know, because my mind went right back to Jacare. I just think at some point if Jacare hurts Hall, that Jacare is a killer and he's not going to allow Hall to get back up and have that spectacular moment that he's known to have. I think Jacare is going to walk forward, cut off the cage. He doesn't throw high number of combos. He might throw a jab overhand. If he rocks Hall, I think he's going to jump on Hall. And if he jumps on Hall, I could see a first, second round sub. Or I could see him holding him up against the cage and just trying to get a win, because my man Jacare, he needs a win bad. So I could see him being he's coming down from 205, so he's a bigger guy anyway. I could see him using his grappling advantage, holding Hall against the cage, just stopping that athleticism and winning a decision victory.
Yeah, can you mind if I jump in right now? I mean, people talk about, styles make fights, and when I look at this one, I think styles here make a decision one way or the other. I'm not exactly sure. Jacare's skills, I don't think, are the kind that deteriorate as fast as, like, say, Anderson Silva's skills. So I think he's probably going to be, close to what we've seen of him in the past, even though he's 40. But I just, like you said it basically. I feel like, Hall's going to do a lot of backing up. Jacare's going to be, pushing him against, just trying to, grind out minutes, and I feel like the over or the fight going the distance is probably the best bet here. Over 2.5, I saw it plus 105. I don't know where it is right now, but I just see a lot of it. It might be a very boring fight most of the minutes up against the cage, just because of the way the two of these guys tend to.
Jacare needs that win. So
go ahead.
I say because Jacare needs that win, so
and
I think he's going to secure it by just doing what he does.
Yeah, even if it's boring, even if it's, that's the way he's done it in the past at times. And this fight seems like it perfectly dictates that. Over 2.5 or the fight going the distance.
Boston Nick, Hall, Souza.
I think Hall's real dangerous in that first, 3.5 minutes, maybe even first round. Other than that, it's all Jacare's fight to lose, in my opinion. You know what I mean? I really think that Jacare ends up getting that takedown. I do think that he could finish Hall. I'm not going to bet it. I'd rather bet Jacare straight. I mean, the odds right now are what, Jimmy?
Right now, if you want Souza, he's minus 125, Hall at plus 100.
Jacare Souza, minus 125 straight all day, easily.
Clint, chime in, my man. Hall, Souza.
Jimmy, I'm going to make this real simple for you, buddy. This is the worst fight on the entire card from a betting perspective.
What about over?
There is so much conflicting information here, Pete. So let me lay this out for you. Hall is a notorious head case. If that dude's not in the right headspace, he doesn't show up.
Sure.
He also has chin issues. He's been clipped by everybody in the division and gets hurt every single fight. However, he's a freak athlete, and he can throw a 360 spinning kick from the other side of the cage and off your mom's ass to knock him out at any point throughout the entire fight. So he's got massive ups and massive downs. Jacare on the other side of this thing, I have a little rule when I bet MMA, and it's do not bet on a fighter that's 40 years or older unless you've got a damn good reason to, because Father Time is undefeated. He catches up with all of us, and at a certain point, even the most elite fighters eventually decline. I do think that Jacare is declining. I agree with Pete. He's got an excellent skill set that's not as susceptible to decline as other fighters that are like fast twitch muscle fighters like Uriah Hall, for instance. He's going to be able to keep his longevity, but he's been very disappointing in his last couple of fights. He's ground out 2 tough 5-round decisions, and he's going to look to do the exact same thing here. However, he's a sick artist on the ground. If he gets on Uriah Hall's back, he will choke him out. He's a high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu artist, and Uriah Hall did get the win, but struggled with Antonio Carlos Jr. in his last fight. He gave up multiple takedowns. He gave up his back multiple times. And if you do that with Jacare, you're going to get choked. On the flip side, again, with Jacare, he is very open to getting hit inside. When he goes in for a takedown, he spreads his arms wide. He leaves his chin wide open. Both these guys can finish the other guy. Both these guys can grind out a decision. I don't see a side in this fight. I think this is the easiest pass on the entire card.
Here's a key thing for me is if you look at who they have fought, you go look at Hall. He fought Carlos Jr. I think Carlos Jr. is probably skill set wise pretty close to Jacare as you're going to get.
Very similar.
And Carlos Jr. got 3 of 8 takedowns on Hall. If Carlos Jr. can get 3 of 8 takedowns, Jacare can get 3 of 8 takedowns.
10 minutes
and
of
all
back
it
control.
takes is one for Jacare, and it's off with his head.
If you tie me to a chair and stick bamboo up my fingernails and make me make a pick here, I'm going Jacare. But I don't like it because he's over 40. He's been talking about retirement recently. And when fighters start talking about the R word, their heart's not in it anymore, man. A fight they should easily win is something that they will give up. So this
Hall
is just
has
a
a very
complete stay
nasty
away.
jab, too. You got to watch out for Hall's jab. He could very easy bloody Jacare's nose. Anybody that got their nose bloody before, your eyes start watering, they could very much change the fight. I just don't see that happen.
I just think Hall's also a quitter. Once he knows he's getting beat in that fight, he starts to mentally decline so fast to the point where he just gives up, and he'll give up that takedown.
Pete, final thoughts on this middleweight bout?
I think all these guys are, I'm not going to say fucked in the head. I'll just say blind. I'll say they're blind. They're blind. They're not seeing this. Look, yes, there could be a finish, but the fight going the distance right now is at a site I'm looking at plus 105. That means if there's a 50% chance that it goes a distance, you have some positive EV there. I think this fight is significantly more likely to go the distance than not, basically for all the reasons you guys just said. Hall's going to be, I think Souza's going to be, I think they're both going to be relatively conservative. I think that Jacare's sick artistry is as you said, Clint, I believe, is one skill that does decline with age significantly as opposed to some of the other skills in Jacare's skill set. And I would lean Jacare maybe at -1. If you gave me a free play on a side, I'd probably take Jacare at -120 or so. But I think there's decent value on the over or the fight going the distance right now, plus 105.
This may be the most boring fight on the card, but that was a very exciting breakdown. Fucked in the head or blind, you make the call at home. Thank you guys so much for watching us. Check it out at odds.com. Follow us on Twitter, odds110. And subscribe to our YouTube page right here, Odds HQ. Have a great night Saturday. Have fun. Enjoy the fight.
I got kids to feed. I got enemies. I got guys give, so they envy me. Got some friends out in Memphis like I'm Aubrey. Got some friends fought for orange like some